This episode of Bluey is called Bob Bilby. Hi, my name is Bob. I'm a Bilby. I like making new friends and having fun times with them. Like most Bilbys, I'm not much of a talker. Today I'm going home with Bingo Healer. She seems really nice. I'm already friends with her sister Bluey. I wonder what we'll get up to. At Bingo's house, I show her family my book. It has photos of all the adventures I have had with my friends. This is Jasper W. He likes Australian rules football. This is me on a holiday with Mrs. Terrier. It was cold in Scotland. Look at my yellow karate belt here. Every new friend has their own way to have fun times. Oh, you did a bit of karate, Bob? Says Bingo's mum. Wackadoo! I sure did. I learned it when I stayed with my friend Harley. Hey-ya! Bingo's ready to show me how she has fun times. But first, that sausage roll the big blue guy has looks. Yum! We play Moo Cow, and Bluey and Bingo show me the tablet. I've never seen one before. It can take photos. Click! Moo! You can also play games on it. Bingo's mum and dad have tablets too. I wonder if they play games as well. Click! We watch cartoons on the way to the shops. I love watching cartoons. The cartoon characters are so much fun. Don't you want to teach Bob some card games? Asks Bingo's mum. Maybe after the cartoons are finished. At the shops, we watch even more cartoons on an even bigger tablet. So many pretty colours. Bingo's mum watches hockey on the big tablets too. I love hockey. I wonder if Bingo and I will play hockey when we get home. We don't. We watch more cartoons. I think I'm ready to do something else with Bingo now. Our time together is almost over. Kids, I'm putting our photos in Bob Bilby's book, calls Bingo's mum. She's been taking photos all day. But when Bingo looks at the book, she sees the photos are all just of me watching cartoons. Bingo gets upset. Bluey seems to understand. Bob just copies everything we do, and all we're doing is really boring stuff. So we need to do some really exciting stuff instead. She takes all their tablets and puts them in a basket. Bingo's mum gets out the bikes. Bingo and I are about to have fun times. Click! The big blue guy takes photos of our adventures. We play at the park and get dizzy going round and round. We ride on Sparklemane and pretend she can fly. The fireworks are my favourite thing ever. So many pretty colours. I love my friend Bingo. Back at kindergarten, Bingo and I tell the class about our fun times together and show them the new photos in my book. Then it's time for me to have an adventure with Missy. I'm going to miss Bingo. I hope she knows how happy I am that we're friends. She seems upset again. I want to tell Bingo that I had so much fun with her and I can't wait to see her again. But I'm not much of a talker. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Bluey and Bingo's Book of Singy Things. There were 4 in the bed and a little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over and one fell out. There were 3 in the bed and a little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over and one fell out. There were 2 in the bed and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over and one fell out. There was 1 in the bed and the little one said, good night. Poor little bug on the wall, ding ching, no one to love him at all, ding ching. No one to tickle his toes, ding ching. No one to blow his nose. One man went to mow a meadow. One man and his dog went to mow a meadow. 2 men went to mow a meadow. 2 men, 1 man and his dog went to mow a meadow. How are you going in there, Bingo? I can feel my sausages burning. I started doing a wee, and now it's turned into a poo. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round round, the wheels on the bus go round and round all day long. The horn on the bus goes beep, 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 beep. The horn on the bus goes beep, beep, beep all day long. Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black, with silver buttons all down her back. She asked her mother for 50 cents, to see the elephants jump the fence. They jumped so high, they reached the sky, and didn't come back until July, lie. 5 fat sausages sizzling in a pan. All of a sudden, one went bang. 4 fat sausages sizzling in a pan. All of a sudden, one went bang. 3 fat sausages sizzling in a pan. All of a sudden, one went bang. 2 fat sausages sizzling in a pan. All of a sudden, one went bang. 1 fat sausage sizzling in a pan. All of a sudden, it went bang. Sausages are ready. One little man in a flying saucer flew around the world one day. They looked left and right but didn't like the sight, and then they flew away. 2 little men in a flying saucer flew around the world one day. They looked left and right but didn't like the sight, and then they flew away. 3 little men went in a flying saucer, flew around the world one day. They looked left and right but didn't like the sight, and then they flew away. 10 green bottles sitting on the wall. 10 green bottles sitting on the wall. And if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 9 green bottles sitting on the wall. 9 green bottles sitting on the wall. 9 green bottles sitting on the wall, and if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 8 green bottles sitting on the wall. 8 green bottles sitting on the wall. 8 green bottles sitting on the wall, and if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 7 green bottles sitting on the wall. 7 green bottles sitting on the wall. 7 green bottles sitting on the wall, and if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 6 green bottles sitting on the wall. 6 green bottles sitting on the wall. 6 green bottles sitting on the wall, and if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 5 green bottles sitting on the wall. 5 green bottles sitting on the wall. 5 green bottles sitting on the wall, and if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 4 green bottles sitting on the wall. 4 green bottles sitting on the wall, and if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 3 green bottles sitting on the wall. 3 green bottles sitting on the wall. 3 green bottles sitting on the wall, and if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 2 green bottles sitting on the wall. 2 green bottles sitting on the wall, and if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be 1 green bottle sitting on the wall. 1 green bottle sitting on the wall, and if 1 green bottle should accidentally fall, there'll be no green bottles sitting on the wall. The end. This episode of Bluey is simply called Calypso. Calypso is telling Bluey's class a story, and the rain stopped and out came the sun. Ooh! After the story, Bluey and her friends get ready for playtime. Honey starts making a gnome village. Bluey sets up a shop. Coco, Indy, and Chloe share a den with their babies. Rusty builds a house. The terriers make a fort. Calypso is finger knitting, and Pretzel is moping. Look at this lovely stick I found, Pretzel, says Calypso. I don't feel like playing anything. Calypso, can I please have a gnome for my village? But the village isn't quite ready for a gnome yet. Well, the gnome will need a place to sleep. So, says Calypso. Okay, says Honey, and she looks for something to build a bed with. On the way back to her table, Calypso passes Bluey's shop. This is a fish and chip shop, but we've run out of fish, so it's just chips, says Bluey. You busy? Asks Calypso. No, not yet. Okay, well, be patient, replies Calypso. My, it certainly is crowded in here, says Calypso as she visits Coco, Indy, Chloe and their babies. It sure is. I might have to move out soon, Indy tells her. Did you know that a fish and chip shop just opened next door? We'll have to pop over. That looks good, Calypso tells Rusty. I'm building a house, he says. It's going to have a bottom room and a top room. Wonderful. I think Indy is looking for somewhere to live, says Calypso. Calypso walks past the terrier's fort. We're Romans, says the terriers. I can see. Now, you are here to protect the kingdom? She asks. Yes, Calypso, they replied. Do you need protecting? Not right now, thanks. Back at Calypso's table, Pretzel still doesn't feel like playing. Ugh! Calypso, can I please have a no now? Asks Honey. I made a place for her to sleep. Lovely, says Calypso, but she'll also need a forest for a morning walk. Oh, yeah. Indy visits Bluey's fish and chip shop. Hi, Bluey, says Indy. Oh, you have so many customers. I know, I'm so busy. What's going on with you? Says Bluey. I'm moving out. Oh, where to? Asks Bluey. I don't know, says Indy. Hi, Indy. Do you want to move into my house? Rusty asks. Yeah. You can rent the upstairs room for $10 says Rusty. Great, but I don't have any $, Indy tells him. Maybe you need a job, he says. Yeah, I could be a waitress for Bluey. Do you mind Polly? Sure. Indy heads back to the fish and chip shop. Indy, do you need protecting? Not right now, thanks. Honey has been busy. Calypso, can I have a gnome now? She asks. Well, let's have a look, says Calypso. It's looking wonderful. Is there anything else you can think of that a gnome might enjoy? Asks Calypso. Yes. Back at Bluey's shop, Indy got the job. Here's your cups of tea, she says. Thank you. Are the fish and chips almost ready? Asks Chloe. Almost, but we're out of fish, says Indy. Oh, Indy, calls Bluey. Here's your $1 for being my waitress. Thanks, Bluey, says Indy. Indy pops back to the house. Hi, Rusty. Here's my $1 for the upstairs room, and I brought you some chips. Thanks, says Rusty as Indy heads back to work. Do you want some chips, Polly? On our way back to work, Indy passes the terriers. Actually, would you like some fish and chips? Indy asks, do you need protecting yet? Not yet. Yes, please, says the terriers. Can we have enough to feed our whole army? Okay, she says, but it might just be chips, because we're out of fish. Indy hurries to tell Bluey. Bluey, the terriers want enough fish and chips to feed an army. Wow, okay. How about these are all stacks of chips, says Bluey. Yeah! 1 sack, 2 sacks, 3 sacks. Meanwhile, Pretzel still doesn't want to play, but Honey's gnome village is ready. This is beautiful. Is it ready for a gnome to come and live here? Asks Honey. Of course it is. Look at it, says Calypso. While Honey chooses a gnome for her village, the terriers are getting a bit bored of protecting Romans. Maybe we should be invading Romans. And Bluey and Indy are still busy packing chips. There you go, Indy. Take them to the terriers. Finally, Honey places the gnome in the village. The gnome watches over all the people. Indy is carrying so many chips, she can't see where she's going. Indy, no, you're going to step on my village, shouts Honey. Terriers, the village needs protecting. The terriers spring into action. Tortoise formation! And the gnome village is protected. Good one, terriers! Hooray! Oh, hi, terriers. Here's your chips. Sorry, we're out of fish, says Indy. The kids laugh. When Calypso gets back to finger knitting, Pretzel is playing. I'm a fisherman, he says. I can see. Have you caught anything? Asks Calypso. Not yet. Well, just be patient. They'll bite eventually. Oh, if you do catch a fish, let me know, says Calypso. Why? Asks Pretzel. Because there's someone I'd like you to meet. The end. Even though it is not Christmas yet, This episode of Bluey is called Christmas Eve with Veranda Santa. It's Christmas Eve, and Bluey's whole family has gathered at the Healer house. Everyone's already had dinner, which means it's nearly time for Santa to come. Bluey is bursting with excitement. She can't wait to open the presents that are already under the tree. No peeking at those presents, warns Dad. Why not? Asks Bluey. Because Santa doesn't give presents to naughty kids, says Dad. Muffin wants to know how Santa gets in when there's no chimney. Maybe he uses the veranda, suggests Bluey. Bingo bursts out from behind the presents. Let's play Veranda Santa! Yeah! Muffin jumps off the chair and lands on her dad's belly. Muffin, quick, you have to say sorry, says Bingo. Santa's watching, Bluey reminds her. Ah, I'm sorry. Now it's time to play the game. Bluey suggests Dad is Veranda Santa. The kids rush into bed and pretend to be asleep. Okay, it's Christmas in the morning. Remember, no peeking or no presents, calls Dad as he walks out the door. Hooray! Dad tiptoes across the veranda and into the room. Bingo giggles with excitement and Bluey opens one eye. Was that a peek? Asks Dad. Bluey shuts her eye and shakes her head. It wasn't a peek. Ho, ho, and ho, says Dad as he slips the presents under the pillows. It's morning! Veranda Santa has left something under everyone's pillow. Hooray! Cry the kids. I got a snow globe. I got shaving cream. I got a pencil case. Hey, that's my pencil case, yells Bingo, snatching it from Bluey. Yeah, but it's Bluey's for the game, says Dad. She'll give it back after. Bingo apologizes, but Bluey doesn't want to accept her sorry. Why should I? Asks Bluey. Because Santa won't bring you any presents, explains Bingo. Santa likes children who accept sorries. Okay, fine, says Bluey, and takes the pencil case. Now it's Bluey's turn to be Veranda Santa. She grabs the hat and walks to the door. Night-night, kids. No peeking or no presents. We won't, they chorus from the bed. Bluey tiptoes across the veranda and into the room. She reaches the bed and ho, ho, ho! Naughty children, you peeked at Santa, she says. No presents for you. I'm going to throw these in the bin. Bluey walks away, but the trio jump out of bed to protest. Muffin, Bingo, and Dad all put on their very best please faces. We're sorry, Santa, says Bingo. Please will you accept our sorry? Asks Dad. Bluey thinks for a moment, then decides she will. I sure am a very nice child, says Bluey. If I were the real Santa, I'd give me lots of presents. It's Bingo's turn now, and Socks rushes in to be her helper. As Bingo goes to hand out the presents, Dad scoops her up. Oh, my teddy bear. Ruff! Bluey copies Dad and picks up Socks, but Socks is frightened and nips Bluey. Socks bit me, yells Bluey. Dad explains to Socks that it's not nice to bite people, but that's not enough for Bluey. She's not even saying sorry, cries Bluey. Dad shakes his head. Socks is only one and doesn't know any better. Let's keep playing. Fine. Bluey tiptoes across the veranda and into the room. She creeps across the bed, avoiding grabby hands to deliver the presents. Ho, 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 and no. Bluey yells, Christmas! Everyone looks under their pillow for a present. I got underpants. I got one of these. A fidget spinner. I got baked beans. But there is nothing under Socks's pillow. Bluey, says Dad, as Socks runs out of the room. But she bit me and didn't say sorry, huffs Bluey. Afterwards, Mum and Dad find Bluey in the lounge room. Bluey, I think you should say sorry to Socks, says Dad. I was teaching her that Santa doesn't give you presents if you're not nice, declares Bluey. That's not the reason to be nice to people, explains Mum. Then what is the reason? Asks Bluey. Mum and Dad show Bluey that Socks is sitting outside on her own crying. Imagine if Socks did to you what you did to her, says Dad. Bluey looks at Socks and thinks. She realizes she would be sad too. Hi, Socks. I'm sorry I didn't give you any presents. I was mad because you didn't say sorry, says Bluey. Socks gives Bluey a lick, accepting the sorry in her own way. There's time for one last game of Veranda Santa. Okay, night, kids. Remember, no peeking or no presents, says Dad as he goes to the door. Dad tiptoes across the veranda and into the room. Ho, ho, oh no! Get him! The end. This episode of Bluey is called Daddy Robot. Bluey and Bingo are colouring when Mum tells them it's time to tidy up. Aw, Mum, we don't like tidying up. There's no way round it, I'm afraid. Bluey has an idea. Let's get Daddy Robot to do it. Hey, Daddy Robot. Beep. Yes, Master, says Bluey. We need you to do something. Come with us to the playroom. Actually, carry us, says Bluey. Yes, Master, beeps Daddy Robot. And Robo Boogie, says Bingo. Yes, Master. In the playroom, Bluey orders Daddy Robot to tidy up. To serve my masters is the highest honor. It's working. Daddy Robot gets to work. Ah, so relaxing, says Bingo. Yeah, this is how we should always do it, says Bluey. Daddy Robot, we never want to tidy the playroom ever again. Never again, asks Daddy Robot. Recalculating objectives. Daddy Robot scoops Bluey and Bingo up. I love Daddy Robot. Where are you taking us? You two are the reason playroom is always untidy. If I throw you in wheelie bin, playroom will always be tidy. Bluey yells for Mum's sprayer. She sprays Daddy Robot straight in the eyes, and he starts malfunctioning. Beep, beep, boop. Syntax error. Why was Daddy Robot throwing you in the wheelie bin? Mum asks. Well, replies Bluey. Daddy Robot grabs Bluey by the legs. Must tidy up. Come here, vacuum cleaner. I am not a vacuum cleaner, shouts Bluey. Yeah, she's not a vacuum cleaner, yells Bingo. What are you doing out of the laundry basket? Daddy Robot asks Bingo. I folded you this morning. Come here. I'm not laundry. Fold. She's not laundry, yells Bluey. Daddy Robot looks at her. Oh no, he says. A guinea pig has escaped. What? Bluey is worried she can't stop Daddy Robot. Ah, Mom, what should I do? You have to push his nose to turn him off, calls Mom. But how? Asks Bingo. I've got an idea. Look, Daddy Robot, she says. It's a mummy robot. Brrr, hello. Cheese and crackers, says Daddy Robot. You're the most beautiful robot I've ever seen. While Daddy Robot is distracted, Bluey hits the off switch on his nose. Powering down, says Daddy Robot. Cursed to depart, having only just known your beauty. Oh, says Mum. Poor Daddy Robot. Please fix him, says Bingo. I'll try my best, says Mum. These circuits are badly damaged. It's strange. Daddy Robots don't usually go crazy like that. Actually, says Bluey, it's our fault. We ordered Daddy Robots to tidy the playroom for us, says Bingo. Oh, I see, says Mum. I'll tell you a secret. Daddy Robot will always find the easiest way to do a job, just like kids. It's time to turn Daddy Robot back on. Do. Hello, Daddy Robot, says Bluey. How are you feeling? Asks Bingo. Daddy Robot reboots. Zzzt. I dreamed I met a robot angel, he beeps. Hello, Master. What are my orders? Follow us to the playroom. Now sit down, says Bluey. Are you sure, Master? Meeps Daddy Robot. Shouldn't I tidy something up for you? No, says Bluey and Bingo. We ordered you to relax. Look who's here, says Bluey. Cheese and crackers. You robots relax, Bingo says. We're going to tidy the playroom. Beep boop, boop boop boop. This feels like a robo dream, beeps Daddy Robot. Well, says Mummy Robot, kiss me before you wake up. Ooh. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Hooray! It's Easter. I'll lift the flat book. It's Easter! Bluey and Bingo are looking for chocolate eggs but can't find any. Bingo thinks the Easter Bunny has forgotten them, but then they look again. There's a letter and a box. Letter box. It's a clue. They run to the front yard. Are the eggs in there? No, just a chatterbox. It's a cook's hat with an egg. Maybe the Easter eggs are in the kitchen. Bluey, look, it's an egg. Oh, they're not in here. Wait, one egg is a kiwi. Dad, is there chocolate in this? Let's see. No, no chocolate. Bluey thinks she knows where the eggs are. The kiwi rug. I'll look under it, but there's nothing there. Bingo wonders if the Easter Bunny likes other children more than her. But then she spots something. It's an arrow. It's pointing to the backyard. Bluey and Bingo run outside. I don't remember that sandcastle. Bluey starts to dig. I hit something. Is it chocolate? It is! It is! It isn't. It's toilet paper. Oh no, that must mean Dad's toilet. Ugh, it stinks. Found it. Bluey escapes with the clue. Oh, I know what this is. It's our window. They race to the bedroom, but there's no chocolate eggs. I knew it. He forgot us. But then they see Easter Bunny footprints. They follow the footprints to Dad's office and find he remembered us. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Meet Bluey's Family. Bluey is Bingo's older sister. Once she was a mermaid. I'm a mermaid who got her legs, but only for a day. She likes being a fancy lady with Bingo and playing games with her friends. Bingo is Bluey's little sister. She's good at solving puzzles and missing a piece, saving bugs, and shopping for beans with Janet. Here come the grannies! Chili is Bluey and Bingo's mum. Mum knows magic. Whoa! Always remembers to pack the fun stuff and loves to dance with her family. Bandit is Bluey and Bingo's dad. He can play the drums, boom boom bap, boom boom bap, likes to dress up, and loves to play Bluey and Bingo's games. Muffin is Bluey and Bingo's cousin. She's great grouchy granny, loves to ride around on a cat squad bike, Cat Squad, and dances like a ballerina. Socks is Muffin's little sister. She likes to play Pizza Girls and says hello with a big lick. Uncle Stripe is Muffin and Socks' dad. He likes to play squash, and enjoys a good old stump fest. Aunt Trixie is Muffin and Socks' mum. She likes playing hockey with Chelly, and she's the best wise old wolfhound. Bring me a pair of purple underpants. Okay. Nana is Bluey and Bingo's grandma. She loves playing charades with the Lillys and learning new things like flossing. Grandad is Bluey and Bingo's grandpa. He lives out in the bush, likes to ride in his canoe, and loves to eat curried sausages. Curried sausages? Bleh! Uncle Rad is Bluey and Bingo's uncle. He loves telling stories about princes and princesses. Princess, I have rescued you. Now we shall marry. And double babysitting with Frisky. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Mum's School. Bluey and Mum are in the lounge room playing with lots of balloons. Suddenly, Bingo runs through in a towel, chased by Dad. Hey, Bingo, good work for her in a bath, says Mum. Yeah, but she hasn't cleaned her teeth, complains Dad. Come here. It's Bluey's bath time too. I can smell you from here, jokes Mum. But Bluey wants to play Mum's School with the balloons as her children. Their names are Windgust, Dronigan, Pearl, Lightning Bolt, and Kiwi. What about that one? Asks Mum, pointing to a balloon floating on the ceiling. Oh, Greenie, you're such a pickle, says Bluey, grabbing him with a robot claw. Mum still wants to run the bath, but Bluey hands her a clipboard to record Bluey's score for being a good mum. You don't need someone keeping score, says Mum. But when Greenie escapes to the ceiling again and Bluey throws a cushion at him, Mum changes her mind. Now it's movie time for the kids. 2 points to Bluey when she suggests Greenie holds her hand so he doesn't fly away again. He's such a handful. Mum gives Bluey 0 points for putting the cushion on Greenie's head, 2 points for telling off Wingus for calling Greenie a cushion head, 0 points for allowing Greenie to hit Wingus to get him back. The kids are getting a bit out of control. Maybe it's time for some exercise in the indoor pool, suggests Mum, but Bluey has trouble making them walk along the hallway. It's frustrating when they don't listen to you, sighs Bluey. Yes, it is, agrees Mum. Maybe Bluey can show them how to walk properly. Boink, boink. I'll show them all right, Bluey says, boinking them with a roll of wrapping paper. 0 points for Mum. Come on, Greenie, you're old enough to walk by yourself, says Bluey. Greenie finds walking a little tricky, explains Mum. Oh, nonsense, says Bluey. This way. Bluey puts all the kids into the pool except Greenie. Enjoy your swim. Now, Greenie, if I let you out of there, are you going to behave yourself? Asks Bluey. I think you know the answer, says Mum, raising an eyebrow. But other than giving Greenie a boink with the wrapping paper, Bluey doesn't know what to do. Before Mum can offer any advice, they hear Dad and Bingo coming in. I just have to mark this other student. He's in Dad's school, explains Mum as they hide in the shower. This sack of potatoes is heavy. Dad is still trying to get Bingo to brush her teeth. Put me down, yells Bingo, squirming out of Dad's grip and running away. Dad gets 2 points for making it fun. 0 points when he gets distracted and Bingo slips away again. And he gets 5 points for the tickling move. Unhand me. I don't want to clean my teeth. But then Dad stops and examines Bingo. There must be a reason why you're being such a pickle tonight, Dad says. He wonders if Bingo is still hungry. I'll race you to the kitchen, Dad exclaims. Go. Whack-a-do, Mum gasps, giving him top marks. Bluey's impressed. Maybe she can have another go at dealing with Greenie. Bluey takes Greenie out of the basket, holding him gently. Hi, sweetheart. There must be a reason you keep blowing off. Bluey wonders what it could be. Maybe Greenie just likes exploring, but he's not old enough to go exploring on his own yet. One day you can float up as high as you want, but for now, here's a special present so you don't go too far. Bluey ties a magnet to Greenie's string to keep him down. Because I love you so much, says Bluey, and that's worth 4 marks at Mum's school. Finally, Bluey jumps in the pool with the kids for a splash. Yeah! Nice work, Mum. After the bath, it's time to get dry. There you go, darlings, says Bluey, patting her kids with a towel. She's almost past Mum's school. Bluey wants to go with the hairdryer, sending the kids flying everywhere. Whoa! But one kid floats all the way out of the door for an adventure. Greenie! Does this mean I fail Mum's school? Asks Bluey, disappointed. Yeah, but that's okay. We all fail Mum's school sometimes. We can just start again tomorrow, says Mum. Will Greenie be okay? Asks Bluey. Yeah, I think he'll do just fine, replies Mum. How do you know? Asks Bluey, still unsure. Because he's got a good mum. The end. This episode of Bluey is simply called My First Puzzle Book, with 5 puzzles inside. Now, a quick disclaimer that the first page does not have any text whatsoever, and the puzzles are already completed for me, so I will show the behind the scenes for this, but let's continue as normal. It's bedtime, but Bluey's not tired. She wishes she could be a fruit bat and stay up all night. It's not fair. What's Dad doing? Dad's dreaming about playing touch football with his mates. Maybe I can dream about being a fruit bat. So here is the second puzzle. Bluey and Jean-Luc need to catch a wild pig, or they'll have no food for the winter. You get in from behind. Yeah! Yeah! And this is puzzle number 3. Grown-ups don't belong on Rogue Island, but then one washes up. If you want to stay on Rogue Island, you have to work. Oh, zip zip. And this is puzzle number 4, I believe. Poor Telemachus swallowed a mouse, and a cat ran in after it. Nurse Bingo x-rays his belly. Ready? 3, 2, 1. X-ray! Dr. Bluey will have to operate. What if we lured the mouse out with some cheese? Then the cat would chase the mouse. And here is the final puzzle. The end. This episode of Bluey is called Road Trip. Dad, Mum, Bluey and Bingo are packing the car for a road trip. How long will it take to get there? Asks Bluey. A long time, says Dad. What if I get bored? Then you get bored. The healers are on their way. Keep your eye out for grey nomads, says Dad. Grey what? Asks Bingo. I'm bored, says Bluey. Because I'm such a champion, says Mum. I brought the tablets. Hooray! Hang on, where are they? Mum asks Dad to pull over so she can check the boot. Suddenly, they hear horns. We gotta go, Dad shouts. But what about the tablets? Asks Mum. Forget 'em. What? Why? Grey nomads. Phew, that was too close. What are grey nomads? Asks Bingo. They're nanas and granddads in big slow caravans, explains Dad. If we get stuck behind them, we'll be the last to the campsite and have to camp next to the toilet block. Ew. But what about the tablets? Says Bluey. Don't worry, I know plenty of non-computer games we can play, says Mum. Like I Spy. Bingo wants to go first. Please spy a hard one, Bingo, asks Bluey. It's boring when it's too easy. I spy with my little eye, says Bingo. Something coloured blue. Me. Yes. Bluey really wants to play jumping games on the tablet. You don't need computers to play jumping games, says Mum. Just use your fingers. To jump cows, boing, 1 point. 2 points, whoop, 3 points. Hey, you can't play, you're driving. 1,000,000, I win, hooray! Dad pulls into a petrol station to clean the windscreen. This is not an actual stop, family, he says, so everyone just stay put. Those things, Sonny's car ride. There's nothing boring about this, is there, Bluey, says Mum. No, replies Bluey, but then Dad hears the grey nomads. Horns again. Biscuits, time to go. Come on, yells Dad. It's not finished. Back on the road, Bluey is bored again. Mum, have you got another car game? She asks. I'm bored. Look, I'm a bit out of... Oh, wait, train race. Dad races the train. Go, Dad, cries Bluey. Come on, Dad, beat it, says Bingo. You got it. Brum, brrr. We're winning, shouts Bluey. Oh no, the train's winning. I'm trying. Brrr. Ah, go, go. But the train is too fast. That was fun, says Bluey. Just when Dad thought they were making good time, they get stuck at some roadworks, and Bluey needs the toilet. Mum takes her for a bushwee. Do you know any bushwee games? Asks Bluey. I'm all out of games, sweetheart, says Mum. Ah, but I'm bored. Sometimes you're just gonna be bored. But what do I do about it? Asks Bluey. Look around, Mum says, blowing on a dandelion. Something always pops up. The grey nomads are catching up. Crumb steak, says Dad. Let's go. Everyone gets back in the car, but now Bingo needs a wee. Hang on, what? No. Hello, grey nomads. Finished. The healers are back on the road, but they are stuck behind the slow grey nomads. I like the grey nomad stickers. Bored again. Bluey looks around the car. Never seen that before. She pulls on the tab. Bingo! A table! This has been here all along, says Bingo. Mum, look what I found. Ah, the tablets, says Mum. Huh? Tablets? Oh, wow, says Bluey. She didn't realise the tablets were there too. Mum asks if Bluey wants to play computer games, but she wants to play petrol station instead. I'll be the customer, says Bingo. Hello, customer. Would you like to buy some sunnies? Dad isn't happy about being stuck behind the grey nomads. We were making such good times, says Dad. Yeah, but look, says Mum. Now we're making good times. The grey nomads take the exit. Where are they going? Asks Bingo. The Big Peanut, answers Mum. Why aren't we going to the Big Peanut? Demands Bluey. We're almost in the clear, replies Dad. But it's the Big Peanut. I know, says Dad, thinking. But, all right, let's go to the Big Peanut. Hooray! Wow, the Big Peanut is pretty big. Would you like a Big Peanut sticker? One of the grey nomads asks Bingo. Oh, yes, please, Bingo says happily. The End. This episode of Bluey is called The Beach. Bluey, Bingo, Mum and Dad are off to the beach. Beach! They set up the tent, roll around in the sand, and then race to the water. Bluey and Bingo pretend the waves are trying to splash them. Here comes a big one! Mum is off for a walk along the beach. Why do you like walking by yourself? Asks Bluey. I'm not sure, says Mum. I just do. See you soon, little mermaid. What a strange answer, thinks Bluey. Not long after, she finds a beautiful shell and asks to show Mum. All right, off you go, says Dad. Whoa! Ooh, for real life, says Bluey. All by myself? Dad nods. Just don't go in the water. Bingo waves her hands over Bluey's mermaid tail. Bluey laughs. I'm the mermaid who got her legs. Woo! Legs! Mum is now a tiny orange speck. Bluey frowns. Maybe I'll just stay here with you and Dad. But little mermaid, you can follow Mum's footsteps, says Bingo. Oh yeah, Bluey grins. Thanks. Bluey hops from one footprint to another. She runs and skips and does cartwheels in the sand until she comes across a flock of seagulls. Can you please move? Bluey asks politely. It's a good thing mermaids aren't scared of seagulls. Waff, waff. Bluey laughs as she hops from one footprint to another. She runs and skips and does cartwheels in the sand until a big wave sneaks up and crashes onto the shore. It takes Mum's footprints out to sea. Oh, you cheeky wave, Bluey barks. How will I find Mum now? Just as Bluey begins to lose hope, she spots a pie coming up for wee-wees. Pinchy, pinchy. A crab scuttles past. Bluey copies its funny sideways walk. Ha! I am the mermaid who got her crab legs. Ah! Bluey scampers away. She runs and runs, then skids to a stop. A jellyfish? How will I get past? She picks up a stick and pokes a blue blob. It wobbles hello. Ha! You can't sting me, jellyfish. I am the mermaid who got her legs, but only for a day. Bluey races ahead. Look at this amazing shell, she calls, but Mum's still too far away to hear. Better keep going. Mum! Bluey runs and skips and does cartwheels in the sand until she comes across an old castle. Perhaps this is where all the other mermaids live, she thinks, and leaves her stick as a present. Then she slowly backs away and bumps right into a pelican. Ah! Bluey begins to think she's had enough of walking by herself. She looks back at Dad, but he's just a tiny blue speck. If I can't go backwards and I can't go forwards, what am I going to do? Bluey remembers the seagulls and the crabs and the jellyfish. If she got past them, maybe she can get past a pelican too. She summons every bit of courage. After all, a little mermaid has got to be brave. I am the mermaid who got her legs, but only for a day. Then she tiptoes around the pelican. The pelican beats his great big wings and flies away. Thank you for moving, Mr. Pelican. A familiar voice floats towards Bluey. She gasps and spins around. Bluey! Mum! Bluey holds the shell to Mum's ear. It has the whole beach inside it. Bluey and Mum head back together. I love walking by myself, says Bluey. Oh yeah? Why's that? Asks Mum. Bluey thinks. That's a hard question. I don't know. I just do. The end. This episode of Bluey is called The Doctor. Bluey the receptionist is working at the doctor's office. Ring, ring. This is the doctor's office. Hello, it's Edna speaking. How are you? Honey arrives at reception. Hello, I need to see the doctor now. But Edna is still on the phone. Yes, okay, sure. Okay, we'll see you in 15 months. Bye. Sorry about that. How can I help? I need to see the doctor. Oh yes, says Edna. I'm sure we can squeeze you in tightly. Now, what's wrong with you today? Nothing, I'm fine. Honey, you have to make up something wrong with you, Bluey whispers. What do you think should be wrong with me? It's up to you, says Edna. What if I bump my knee? Honey asks. Okay, here's a clipboard, Edna says. Please take a seat. The doctor won't be long. Honey walks over to a seat in the waiting room. Honey, you have to hobble when you walk. Oh, yes. Next patient, please. That's me. What seems to be the matter? The doctor asks. She's bumped her knee, doctor, says Edna. Oh, you sure that's it? Bingo was hoping it was something more exciting. Yeah, that's it, replies Honey. Okay, we'll have that fixed in a jiffy. But Lucky runs him in an emergency. Ah! I need to see the doctor! There's a crocodile on my head! Oh my, this is a real pickle, says the doctor. Don't worry, we'll fix that in a jiffy. Edna, hold my appointments. Oh, I'm sorry, dear, Edna says to Honey. Please take a seat. I'm sure the doctor won't be long. Then they hear, this is going to take ages. Honey waits patiently while the doctor deals with the cheeky crocodile. Would you like a cup of tea while you wait? Yes, thanks. Bluey tries to help Honey think of a bigger pickle. Are you sure you haven't been attacked by a giraffe or something, she asks? Because that would be a real pickle. No. Out comes Lucky or better. Just keep the bandages on for 11 years. Okay, who's next? Asks the doctor. That's me, says Honey. Oh yes, Sawney. Right this way. Now Snickers runs in with an emergency. I caught a cactus, he yells, and then a crocodile flew out of the sky and bit me on the bottom. My stars, says Edna. This is a real pickle. Don't worry, we'll have you fixed in a jiffy, says the doctor. Edna, hold my appointments. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, but what about my knee? Asks Honey sadly. She sits down and waits patiently again. Edna brings her another cup of tea. I'm sorry about the wait. Am I definitely the next patient? Honey asks. You are definitely the next patient. Now Indy and Coco arrive at an emergency. We need to see the doctor, screams Indy. Oh my! I was hanging out the washing and my arms fell off. And I got bitten by 7 scorpions, adds Coco. Aw, this looks like a real pickle, says Honey. It is. I'm never going to see the doctor, she says. Don't worry, Honey. I probably shall be the next patient, says Edna. Really? Yes, definitely. Someone else rushes in. I need a doctor, Rusty screams. What's wrong, Rusty? Adds Edna. I accidentally ate a hippopotamus, and now when I burp out baby hippopotamuses. Quick, Indy, grab it. Ah, hippos everywhere, but I've got no arms. Oh my goodness, the doctor says. This is a real pickle. Rusty, you best come in here right away. Edna, hold my appointments. Oh, I know it, says Honey. Everyone's problem is a real pickle, except mine. Don't be sad, says Bluey. Oh, there's another one. They're everywhere. Honey isn't the best at thinking up pickles. She starts swaying her legs. Bluey sways along too. You always make me laugh, says Bluey. Yeah, I always make you laugh, replies Honey. Do it again, says Bluey. Do something funny. Honey has an idea. Okay, watch this. Now, for most dogs, she says, the tail wags and the body stays still. But not me. That's so funny. Rusty and the doctor come back to the waiting room. Thanks, doctor, Rusty says. I won't eat any more hippopotamuses. Then the doctor sees Honey. Oh, my stars! Your tail and your body are all mixed up. Her body is wagging, but her tail is still. This is a real pickle, says the doctor. Really? asks Honey. A pickle? This is the biggest pickle I've ever seen. Come with me right away. Finally, it's Honey's turn to see the doctor. Don't worry, we'll have you fixed you up in a jiffy, says the doctor. Oh, hobbo! Edna, you best hold all of my appointments. Will the doctor be much longer? Oh, just be patient. The end. This episode of Bluey is simply called The Pool. It's a hot summer's day, and Bluey wants to know what the family is going to do. Nothing until you've cleaned your teeth, says Mum, but Bluey doesn't want to. That's boring. Boring things are important too, says Mum. Bluey thinks that if boring things were important, then they'd be more fun. Dad bursts in. Let's go for a swim in Uncle Stripe's pool, yells Dad. Yeah, cry the girls. Don't forget the swim stuff, calls Mum, but Bluey, Bingo and Dad are already rushing out of the door and into the car. Mum is such a fusspot. She always makes us do boring things, says Bluey. She does, says Dad. When they get to Uncle Stripe's, Bluey leaps down onto the footpath. It's hot. Bluey and Bingo don't have their sandals. Ow, ow, ee, ee. So Dad ends up carrying them. I'm a giraffe. Then it's time for Bluey and Bingo to put on their rash vests and sunscreen, but Dad's forgotten them. Biscuits. We'll just have to stay in the shady bit and we'll put our hats on, says Dad. What hats? Asks Bluey. Biscuits. Bluey does a cannonball into the pool. This is going to be fun. Bingo wants to jump in too. Dad, can I have my floaties? She asks. Sorry, Squirt, I didn't bring them, says Dad. Bingo's not sure about the crawly thing either. Bluey wants to swim all the way to the other end of the pool, but she can't go into the sunny bit. You've got no sunscreen on, reminds Dad. Dad, is the shady bit going to get bigger or smaller? Asks Bluey. Bigger, for sure, says Dad. I meant smaller, says Dad. The pool doesn't seem that much fun anymore. Dad, I'm bored. Dad, I'm cold. Dad, I'm freezing. Dad, I'm hungry. Dad, I'm starving. Dad, 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 Dad. Okay, can everyone stop saying Dad, says Dad. I think Dad is actually boring. Mum is way more fun, declares Bluey. A warm voice floats into the pool area. Oh, that's nice to hear, says Mum. I brought all the swim stuff you left behind. Mum, Mum! Mum even remembered to bring morning tea. After they've eaten, Mum helps Bluey put on some sunscreen, and Dad helps Bingo with her floaties. So boring things are important sometimes, then? Asks Mum. Yes, agrees Bluey. Goggles mean Bluey can play torpedo. Floaties mean Bingo can escape from the crawly thing. And singies take you to the very bottom of the pool, where you can see all sorts of things. The end. This episode of Bluey is called What Game Should We Play? I left the flat book. Rita and Janet are on their way to the shops to get some beans. Here come the grannies. What have you got there? Oh, nothing, dear. Oh no, my beans! Run, Rita! Look, Bingo's found the magic xylophone. Freeze! Now they can freeze Dad and do anything they want, like set up a trap. Freeze! It's a daddy water fountain. Quick, take this. It's a magic asparagus. It turns people into any animal you want. Be free, my animal friends. Bluey can turn Bingo into a parrot and Mum and Dad into dinosaurs! Roar! Bingo's feather wand makes things super heavy. What's going on? This is some heavy cereal. Must have a lot of fibre. Heavy! She even makes Bluey's toothbrush heavy. How's Bluey going to brush her teeth now? Oh well. Dad would like a room at the hotel, please. But none of them are quite right. No thanks. Too many computers. Maybe this is the one. And we have this room. Hey, do you mind? Welcome to the zoo. The zookeeper is showing Lady Gabardine and her precious Snowdrop the animals. Look, kookaburras and a padamelon. But this lazy, stinky baboon isn't doing anything. Do something, you big ape. Oh my. The end. This episode of Bluey is simply called Zoo. Bluey and Bingo want to play zoo with Mum. Bingo's going to be Snowdrop the toddler, says Bluey. And Mum's going to be Mum, says Bingo. I'm going to be zookeeper, says Bluey. What about you, Dad? I'll lie on the couch and read the paper, says Dad. No, we've got a special job for you. Uh-oh. Good afternoon, Lady Gabardine, says the zookeeper. Welcome to the zoo. Thank you. My precious little Snowdrop just adores animals, says Lady Gabardine. The zookeeper shows them around. Giraffe! This is a gentle giraffe. He's very friendly, she explains. How delightful, says Lady Gabardine. And if you follow me this way, says the zookeeper, you'll see our kangaroo, kangaroo, shouts Snowdrop. Well, it's like a kangaroo, young lady, but smaller, says the zookeeper. It's a pedamelon, very friendly. I'm pretty sure they like eating melons. Now this next one is definitely not friendly, says the zookeeper. He's a big stinky baboon. Ooh, big blue monkey. Well, I rather thought we'd see more movement from the animals, says Lady Gabardine. What a brute. Oi, get up, you big ape. Our visitors don't want to see you lying around all day, shouts the zookeeper. Monkey shweeb, monkey shweeb. That's it, the zookeeper says. Dance for the lady, you lazy ape. But the baboon doesn't listen and grabs the pool noodle instead. Humph. Oh my. Monkey scratch butt. Forget this guy, says the zookeeper. Let's go see the kookaburras. Come along, Snowdrop, says Lady Gabardine. But Snowdrop has an idea. Ooh. Ooh. Big blue monkey. These kookaburras think everything is funny, says the zookeeper. Look at these little darlings, Snowdrop, says Lady Gabardine. But Snowdrop isn't there. Where's Snowdrop? That gorilla has Snowdrop, shouts Lady Gabardine. Don't worry, madam, says the zookeeper. I'll sort this out straight away. He's not allowed to do this. No! Ah! Would you like to see our reptile section? No. Oh, The gorilla and Snowdrop escape inside. Zookeeper, this is unheard of. I demand you rescue my little Snowdrop at once, says Lady Gabardine. Don't worry, madam, replies the zookeeper. Everything is under control. Inside, the zookeeper spots the gorilla. There you are, she shouts. Get back here, you big ape. This is not how you treat our visitors. Snowdrop, are you okay? Everything's okay, madam. Feel free to check out our emus. Brum, brum. Ooh. They run upstairs. Hey, get back here, you ape. Snowdrop helps the monkey hide in the cupboard. Me, Snowdrop. You? Ooh. No. Me, Snowdrop. You? Ooh. Meanwhile, the zookeeper comes up with a plan. The blue ape won't be able to resist this banana, and when he goes for it, we'll trap him, she says. How long is this going to take? Oh, I can hear them. Snowdrop and Ooh decide to leave the cupboard, and the banana catches Oo's eye. No! Settle down, you big baboon. I'll have to tickle the big fella to sleep. Snowdrop runs to save Ooh. But Lady Gabardine carries her away. Ooh. It's the end of the day, and Snowdrop is tucked up in bed. See Ooh tomorrow? asks Snowdrop. Oh, goodness, no. I don't think we'll be going back to that zoo any time soon, says Lady Gabardine. Snowdrop miss Ooh. She tries to fall asleep, but she hears something from the window. Psst, Snowdrop, says the zookeeper. You've got a visitor. Ooh. The end.